Hi, welcome to WiseCat. Okay, so in the last video we actually made some quiz questions using the AIKEN format. This time we're going to continue making quiz questions, but we're going to actually do it using the more powerful and more complex gift format. By the way, this is what happens when you run out of time on a quiz. Self-submits. Pretty cool. Bonus. Okay, so let's go back to my new course. And we're going to go to our question bank again and have a bit of a look at it. So we're going to click on the More gear icon and we're going to scroll down to the bottom to get to our question bank again. We're looking at the questions here. We've got this one from the first one that we made, how long? And we have a couple in AIKEN format. Now, interestingly, despite what I said in the last video, I'm not going to make course categories for the gift format. What? Why not? Well, because actually the gift format allows me the power to make the questions within the gift format. So I'm just going to go straight to the import and, well, I will craft the file in front of you, but afterwards we're going to leave these questions checked here. Get category from file and get context from file. And because I'm just going to be making it in the top section of the categories, basically right next to AIKEN format, I won't actually need to worry about the context so much, but you can tell Moodle, right, this is the course context and this is where it should be. That is super complex, more complex than perhaps anyone ever needs. So let's have a look at the text file. Here's our text editor. And you can see that this is still up here is the AIKEN format, and I've got open in another tab here, the gift format. So just to review over the AIKEN format, question, then A, B, C, and D, the answer options, and which one is the correct answer, followed by a blank line. The blank line signifies that we have finished with this question and we're now moving on to the next question. So gift format actually shares that aspect of it, in that a blank line suggests that you're moving on to the next question. But in Moodle, if we go back to Moodle just now, and if we actually look in our question bank here, I'll leave page. Here, if we create new question, you can see that beyond multiple choice, there's also true, false, matching, short answer, and many other different types, including one that's down the bottom is called description. Description is not actually a question, but it's a way to add some instructions or something. So we're going to cover several of these. Actually, the ones that we will cover will be multiple choice, true, false, matching, short answer, and description. And how you can make all of those in a single text file. So, exciting times, here we go. So the first one here is the description. We're starting with the one down the bottom. Now, for a description, you just need to type whatever you want on a single line. That's it. That is gift format for a description. You add nothing more. Just make sure that above it there is a blank line and below it there is a blank line. That's all you need to remember for adding descriptions. Of course, this would not be Moodle if we didn't have additional options though. And what you can do is you can if you're familiar with, say, HTML, you can actually add a little tag in between square brackets here, HTML, and you can actually start using that to format these different areas. Right? So we can say, for example, here, we might add some strong tags to make it bold for the word description. So in this way, we can actually add HTML to any of our questions. You can add this down here in these other questions as well. All you have to do is preface the part that is HTML with HTML in square brackets. So that's a description. Okay, they're going down fast. Next, let's take a look at a multiple choice question. And here we have the multiple choice. How long is a piece of string? This is the exact same question that we did in AIKEN format just before, only this time it's on a single line. So you can break this up onto multiple lines. You just have the enter key, add your new lines, say at opportune moments like so. And you can even put that last curly brace on the next line as well. So as long as there's no line in between, if you do this and add a blank line in between the options, that will not work. But as long as there's no blank line between the options, we're okay. So in this case, it's how long is a piece of string, twice the distance of half a piece of string, this long, that long, or so long, right? So we have these options. Now on the actual Moodle Docs page, there is feedback for right and wrong answers. And so I'd just like to go through this a little bit more. So this one here, what's orange between orange and green in the spectrum? This is the same sort of question type. It is a multiple choice question. So just to format it in the same sort of way, here we go, yellow, right, good, and the tilde says next wrong answer, blue, next wrong answer, and we'll just put that curly brace on the last one. So this is now formatted in the same way as that upper one. You'll notice though that this one also has feedback, and the feedback is given in the form of what looks like a hashtag. So if you add this hash mark, it says, okay, whatever comes next is feedback. Now, this is multiple choice because it is actually, the structure of multiple choice is that you have the question and then you have a curly brace, you have at least one equal sign, but then you have other tildes that separate the wrong answers. So this is what defines to the gift format and a multiple choice question. So before the curly braces comes the actual question itself. After the equal sign is the correct answer. Then after each tilde, the wrong answers. Jeez, I can't even spell wrong right. It's wrong is spelt wrong. Okay. So that would do one as well. Again, I can have these on different lines, on separate lines, or I can have that all in one line, and that will work as well. Okay, so that is multiple choice and multiple choice with feedback. Okay, so down further, let's have a look at the next one, which is a fill-in-the-blank short answer question. So this one in the Moodle categories here, we would say it's this one here, short answer. So short answer, you want to be very careful with this question type because the short answer questions could be answered in multiple ways. So for example, this question here, 2 plus something equals 4. Now, actually, the only part that's the question is this. 2 plus, and in the middle we've got our open curly brace and we've got the equal sign, for, same as multiple choice, but this time we have no tildes. There's not a single tilde in there. If you change that to a tilde, it's a multiple choice question where one option is 2 and the other option is 2 the numeral. But if they both have equal signs before them, these are both correct answers, correct responses that can be typed in. And so that the student can type in TWO, or they can type in 2, the numeral, and they will get a correct answer. So at this point, I might actually explain what this gobbledygook on the left-hand side is, this Q3. Well, this is actually the question name. So 2 plus 2. The way to name a question in AIKEN format is you enclose it in double colons. Double colon to the left, double colon to the right. That means that that is the question name. And by the way, this // you can use that to add comment. So this actually won't be read by Moodle. It just is there to tell us what we're doing. Okay, the last type is another powerful one, and I am going to reformat this onto multiple lines again, but this is matching. Matching is an impressive question type. We'll see this in the quiz as well, and I might change the name of it to matching food for animals. Okay, so that's the question name for that one. So, which animal eats which food? Well, let's split this up again. Next one. And next one. And we'll move that across there as well. And so that's more visibly appealing. So what this is basically saying, okay, this is the question's name, matching food for animals. This is the question text. Which animal eats which food? That is the question text. Cat, cat food. Dog, dog food. Now you might also want to put the longer part on the left and the shorter part on the right. And I'll show you why this is a good idea as well. Actually, on the Moodle page that I've linked to in the description, you'll see that the example is to have the longer one on the right-hand side, but I prefer to have the longer parts on the left. So, cats eat cat food, dogs eat dog's food. If you want to have more options, of course you can, as many as you like. So I might add another one here, elephant, and that would be elephant food is eaten by an elephant. Right? Yeah, so three will do. Okay, you can't just have one of those, otherwise it wouldn't really be a question. Okay, so this is a gift format. And one more time to just say what this is going to do. Remember I said that I can actually specify the category. So that's what this part is doing. This is saying, put it in the category. The category should be called where the questions roam. This first one is a description because there are no curly braces anywhere to be seen. And it's formatted as HTML. This is not really a question, but a description. And the description should be bold because it's in between HTML strong tags. The next one, how long is a piece of string? Twice the distance. Well, this is a multiple choice question because we have curly braces with an equal sign and tildes before the incorrect answers. This is another multiple choice question here. This one here is a multiple choice question that says correct, wrong, wrong, wrong. So I might give that the name, colons, and I'll say that's pretty obvious. All right, so that's pretty obvious question is that one. This third one, colors. Okay, what's between orange and green in the spectrum? Yellow is the correct answer. This one has feedback as well. So the colors question has feedback as well. And the 2 plus 2 is there. That's a fill in the blank question. And the matching question that we have finally. So let's import these into Moodle and see how we go. So the very first thing that we have to do, as we may remember from the AIKEN Format video, is we need to save this file. Yeah, okay, I'm learning now. All right, so I'm going to save that and I'm going to reduce that, get that out of the way. And so let's go to our question bank and we're going to go to import. And this time we're going to choose gift format. And then below there, I have to grab my gift file and I've just named it gift. So I'm going to put it in there. This time I don't really have to worry about this general area, even though AIKEN Format is selected, don't really care. I'm just going to click on import. And that's because the category was delineated inside the file. So there we go. Now I've got 6 questions just were added straight away. So bang, there they are. Now if we look at the categories, you can see that I've got top for my new course, I've got AIKEN Format, default for my new course, and where the questions roam. So all three of these categories are now created. The where the questions roam was created by the gift format import when I put them in there. So here they are. Let's have a quick look at them. So if we preview this one, not really a question, but a description. And as you can see, the description has indeed come up in bold font. So that bold font is because I added those strong tags to that. You could embed images or even a YouTube video, whatever you want. Okay, matching food for animals. Well, let's have a look at this matching question type. Ooh, now you see, these drop downs are sometimes easier to manage if they're short. So hence the idea of having the food over in the question side, and then we can go elephant food, dog food, and elephant food again, and submit all and finish, and you can see that this is also self-grading. Okay, the colors one. If we preview this one again, as you remember, has the feedback. So wrong, it's yellow. There we go. Start again. Yellow, we choose that, submit all and finish, and yep, that is right and good. So that is fine there. How long is a piece of string? Well, we've already seen that, and it's pretty similar to what it was before. If we have a look at this pretty obvious one, remember we named this inside the text file. So if I preview this, then wrong, wrong, correct, wrong. I think it might be B. Submit all and finish. Oh no, that was wrong. How oh, amazing. And 2 plus 2 here is the other interesting one. This is a short answer question. If we edit this question, you can see it is a short answer. That's not actually what I wanted to do. I wanted to preview it, but I clicked the wrong place. 2 plus something equals 4. This is short answer in that I have to give a short answer. And so if I type in 2, that is correct. If I type in 2 the numeral, that is correct. And one other thing that we can do is check for case sensitivity. Now you can see that this one is case insensitive. There are actually ways to make it case sensitive as well, but one of the ways that's perhaps the simplest, given that I'm not rewriting that file, is edit questions. And if you go down here, there is an option here for yes case must match. So you can add that there, and then TWO with all caps would not be available. So let's give it a try. Preview, TWO, correct answer, but I'm shouting. And you might actually want to add that as an option and say, hey, shouty, why are you shouting at me? Don't shout. Right, save, oh, sorry, submit and finish. Oh, that is incorrect. The correct answer is 2 lowercase, buddy. So that's the feedback that we get. Now, of course, again, we can add all of these questions to our quiz. And edit quiz is what we want. And we'll add from the question bank. And this time, let's check out this last option, a random question. So a random question means that we can actually choose a category. This is now a good reason to have categories, because we can choose where the questions roam. And I can choose, okay, I want 3 random questions to come from that category. I can also say whether I want the questions to be permissible from subcategories as well. So if I have a parent category and I just want, okay, anything from one of the subcategories in here, like the listening example I was mentioning earlier, then you can get more variation for this for the students. So let's just add 3 random questions. And I'm also going to, just because I don't want the description to just appear in here, I'm going to add from question bank that description one, and I'm going to move him. I'm going to move him to the top there so that it makes sense. And I will put all these where the questions roam questions on the same page. And well, actually, I might remove those first 2 questions. Yeah, let's get rid of those so that now it's just where the questions roam. Or okay, let's add more random. Let's go back to AIKEN Format and add 1 random question from AIKEN Format. So now we don't know which question from the AIKEN Format is going to come, but we do know 1 will come. Okay, let's preview this quiz. Let's give it a look and see what it looks like. So, going to preview. I have a limit of 10 minutes Do you wish to proceed? Yes, I do. Oh, and first of all, this is not really a question, but our description. Our description is coming exactly where we wanted it to. Okay, it's given me the short answer one. That is good. Next one is the spectrum one. That's yellow. Okay, and the correct or incorrect answers. Now I can navigate to the next page where it is to be or not to be. Okay, great. And now I can actually finish this attempt if I choose. And I think I might do that. And I'll submit all and finish. Yay. Happy days, I got full marks. Wow, I'm such a good student. But if I start a new preview, and now you can see that question 1 is a different question. Now actually it's interesting how Moodle does this. Moodle will tend to give students questions they haven't yet encountered until all of the questions are used up, and then it'll just randomly assign whatever question happens. This is, unfortunately, it's not a spaced repetition algorithm, but you know, it's pretty good anyway because they get to practice all the questions in the question bank. So in this way, you can actually give them, 3, 4, 5 questions, 10 questions or so, a 10-question quiz, but you can have the question bank could have 500, 1,000 questions in there. Sky's the limit. Okay, so this has been an overview of how to make quiz questions, from making the quiz itself to actually going in and checking out that question bank, making the quiz questions through the Moodle interface, just using the Create a New Question button right here, or by using the import feature for GIF format and AIKEN format. Now there are other formats, but the other formats tend to be not as good for importing. They're somewhat better for exporting, and especially if you're going to move a question from a Moodle to another Moodle, XML format is what you're going to want. You can export certain options disappear in terms of export, but you can export as GIF and AIKEN as well. So if you're struggling as well, one thing that you might want to try to do is export some multiple choice questions in AIKEN format that you've made using the Moodle interface, and you can have a look at them and you can take them apart. There's a bit of extra information comes in when you export, but it's worth having a look at, and that's one of the ways you can get good at it. One last thing I'm going to mention about exporting is that if you actually do come to the course nowadays, recently there is this new option. If you just see one particular question that you like and you want to export, in 3.10 you can export as Moodle XML, and that will give you straight away just this one question as Moodle XML. And so I might just open that, and boom, there it is. And as you can see, Moodle XML is not exactly what you're going to be wanting to author. The XML is quite intense. This all basically is the same as the how long's a piece of string question. So this is definitely easier to write than all this. But for Moodle exporting it to import into another Moodle or import into another course that you may have, the Moodle XML format is pretty awesome. And especially if you've embedded some audio or some pictures or something like that, using Moodle XML format is the way to go. Okay, these videos did tend to get a bit long, so I hope it's been useful information, and hope you can enjoy making quizzes for your students, and then just give it to the students so that they can take the quizzes thousands and thousands and thousands of times, and you just sit back and have them all automagically graded for you without having to raise a finger. Your students will be getting much more practice and becoming much more proficient at what they're studying. Okay, that's all for this video. Take care, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.